Hello,
Yeah.
everyone, and welcome to your next banishment for the collective. We got a small group here tonight. Everyone's out having a good time. And if you haven't already, make sure you let Minor know to have a happy birthday because we love him. But with that in mind, we are going to get to the banishment. So I'm going to ask you guys a couple little quick questions before we get to the vote. So, Cody, I'll start with you. As people have been going out, they've had a couple things to say, and obviously throughout the game, people are learning a little bit more about the circles. Do you think there's anyone in the game who their circle is still an air of mystery, or do you think most people have it figured out?
I feel like at this point it's relatively public knowledge as to like who's in what circles. Um, there's a lot of information that was shared, especially last round about that, and I think that more people have been willing to be open with said circle information, some more than others depending on comfort level. So I think that it's kind of gotten to a point where people have a pretty good idea of where people have to work with each other as far as like who they can take to the end.
So, like, if what Cody is saying is true and people have kind of figured out the circles, does no longer having that like little sense of secrecy of like, hey, this is my group and nobody else knows, like, how does that change the game?
I feel like once it was known, and I think it's well known that once everyone found out that this game was going to turn into the challenge, and at least that's how I feel. Because while that does play a big part, and it's kind of like the it's kind of just like, whatever group was found out first, it was going to be a problem, and then I think everybody realized most groups were going to get found out, so it was just like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It doesn't matter.
So, Noah, over to you. Do you think if what people's perceptions of the groups are is correct, do you think the size of a group matters? Do you think like that can create a bigger target? Do you think, okay, well, at least I know A and B are in jury, or like how does knowing the size of the groups affect the moves you make in this game?
It's very important because like there's two things to consider. It's like, are these groups eventually have to cannibalize each other eventually because not all three of them can make it to the end and jury. So it's like, how long do you want to keep working with these people while other working with other people and people know you're in a circle? Like, you need to kind of make that, I don't know, push or move to show that you're willing to like, I don't know. You need to be, you have to have an open mindset from both perspectives. I don't think you can be locked in with your three. You have to be locked in with your two, which is kind of more of a comfort level where the threes don't have that comfort level. Someone must feel on the bottom of their three if there's people in their three, because you're obviously not going to be the two. So there must be something like that of the sort going on, because I'm not the only one thinking that.
So, Keaton, kind of bouncing off what Noah said, when there are groups of three, only two of them are making the jury. You can essentially get third place and not be a member of the jury in this game. So how do you think that affects the decisions of like, hey, am I one or two or am I three?
I think at that point it's a game of intuition because people are just going to keep saying things to each other over and over again. Hi, I'm in a group of three. So it's just it's just a game of intuition and just praying that you believe your words are being believed and you believe the words are being said to you. That's all it comes down to. I don't got to worry about that shit this round because we're all fucking safe, and I love being able to say that just outwardly because we all know the truth. So it's fun to say that. But yeah, as far as that's concerned, intuition is all you can have up to it because there's only so much you can leave up to certainty when everyone's trying to say the same thing.
So Jacob and Laura, as the nominees for banishment this round, I'm going to give you guys kind of a joint question to bounce off of each other. The collective picking this round did leave the two of you up for banishment this week. What did how the picks went this week say about the future of this game?
Um, I think this was kind of an interesting week, I think, because you can either read into it and say it's interesting that the two, three circles are kind of looking out for each other and obviously put a duo in the bottom, like a confirmed duo in the bottom. I think you could look at it and say there's two groups of three who eventually do have to cannibalize, and they're going to need groups of two as numbers to go ahead and make that happen. I mean, for example, today I got approached by someone who said, I feel like I'm on the bottom in my circle. I don't know how close the other two people are, and I would be willing to make a move to go ahead and get them out. But it seems like they're actually backing out of that now. And you just never know who people are going to end up picking, you know? So I think that you have to also follow your intuition and decide if this was like a 1 week where things were just kind of strange and it was easier just to get out a duo, or if this was a week that showed that there is a larger alliance of the circles of three and say, hey, let's not worry about cannibalizing ourselves until we get these jurors out. But to me, that's very poor jury management.
Jacob, do you have any thoughts on the question?
Based on the way
You know,
his phone is shaking, I think he's typing something.
Yeah, it looks like
yeah,
he's
you know what,
typing.
Jacob can't talk right now. I think that he might be typing something, but I knew that he said he's on his way back home from visiting his father, so he's not able to actually speak.
Jacob, give me a thumbs up if you're typing a response. Give me an okay, perfect. In the meantime, did anyone have anything nice for dinner today?
I forgot to eat.
Well,
I had a twin burger tray with onion rings. They were beer battered onion rings, and I had honey mustard, and I dipped the onion rings in the honey mustard. And I still have a burger left, and I'm thinking about either like eating it or giving it to Lexi.
onion
And
rings and
no
honey.
Give it to Lexi.
Onion rings and honey mustard. Ugh.
That does not sound bad.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Response from Jacob. I noticed that too, but the makeup of each collective is going to be unpredictable. Like these past 2 rounds, there were 5 people to make it, and between them, there were 9 separate people. So you'll never know what's in store. I was saved last round, and yet I wasn't this time. I hope that if I survive tonight, that I don't see the nomination block again for a while. Is Scurry down here? With that in mind, if anyone has anything else to add, we will get to the vote. But before we do, we will give both the nominees one final chance to plead their case. And Jacob, if you want to start typing, Laura, the floor is yours.
Okay. I mean, I'll start by saying that I have definitely enjoyed playing this game. A lot of you have inflated my ego over the last 2 days by saying I'm in the bottom because, you know, I was a scary player and everything like that. But I mean, I only made the collective once. I have only ever saved someone once, so it's not like I can do a lot of save for saves. I am in a confirmed duo, which means I'm a confirmed jury member. And I really think that I have put together a plan that would work out for everyone if they would just trust me. That being said, if it doesn't happen, then my goodbye speech will definitely be a little bit spicier than this. Love you all.
Thank you, Laura. And Jacob said, hey, everybody, sorry for being a bit more quiet than usual, especially these past couple of hours. As you can see, I'm not home. But seriously, it's been super fun to play this game, even despite of how hectic everything's been. Hopefully, I have more life left in this game, and hopefully, y'all can grant me more life. I have nothing bad to say against my fellow nominee. Gee, I wonder why. Best of luck to y'all. With that being said, it is time to vote. Jacob and Laura as nominees for banishment, you will not vote. Everybody else, please send a vote to your production chat.
I like turtles.
Shout
Mary.
out to Billy and Rose. Guys, we all got a shout out. Miss Alexis Curry. Thank you, everybody. Former winner of Big Brother Disney.
I guess I can say it for the 6 people that are confirmed. Congrats on jury. Good job, self.
You totally did that just to call it yourself. Like, abso-fucking-lutely you did.
I can't help it. I'm conceited.
All right, everyone, we do have the votes. When the vote is revealed, the banished player will have just a moment to say their goodbyes and go not here. By a vote of 8-2, Laura, you have been banished from the collective. Jacob, since there is nobody left in your inner circle, you have also been banished from the collective. You both have just a couple minutes to say your goodbyes and then you have to leave.
All right. Well, I think this vote is very telling. Lake, Cody, Buckley, not cool that you all kept me strung along all day. I was trying really hard to work with you. Especially considering that now Buckley is apparently trying to make a move against his circle. I was really hoping to be part of saving that and helping people with that. And what I want you all to keep in mind is that Jacob and I have been on jury since round 3. So not only have you been playing with us and you just voted us out, but we have now seen your gameplay firsthand through the last 7 rounds. And in the wise words of one of my favorite production members of all times, I'm going to be an absolute cunt on jury. So I look forward to finale night, everyone.
Thank you so much, Laura. And Jacob's still typing.
He's asking to send it later.
Yes, you can send it later and we can pass it on to the house. But with that being said, Laura, Jacob, unfortunately, you both have been banished from the collective. It's time for you both to go. With that in mind, we have now seen our first inner circle bite the dust. 4 circles remain. Your next challenge is semi-live. Please schedule a time with Prod that you'd like to take that on. Have a good night, you guys.